Accidentally hit stop, so this will be part 2. That's what it looks like looking out. And as you can see, you can't even see the road from this level. You got to get like clear up here to even be able to see the road. There's a car coming in, it'll show you. I think there's a car coming. It don't matter. My point is, as you go down, you're below, right about here, line of sight, which also means below line of trajectory. And with the other bunker directly across, you've got a crossfire. And that's why I think this wasn't just a mine shaft, but a fortified bunker. You don't implement ventilation and this, and it just goes to the back and stops. Mine shafts keep going and digging more ore. To see these directly across from one another, along with this hardcore reinforced entryway, tells me that when this was put in place, it was put in place for the purpose of strategic location, hardened position. No fat people allowed. Because this, just to give you an idea, I'm not sure if that really gives you an idea, but that's a small manhole. So I'm going to put some light on the situation. And the thing is, there should be a lot more bugs, birds, bats. I've been in here a few times. There ain't nothing but some douchebag that comes in here and spray paints and is a wannabe Satanist. Or a real Satanist, either way. They're both wannabes. So here's the electrical box. When the time comes, looks like he spray painted. Ooh, he's an anarchist. For 5 horsepower motor only. 5 horsepower motor only. Do not reverse until fan has stopped. So all we got to do is rehang some of this duct, and we've got ventilation, and it's nice and cool in here. It's 60 degrees. I brought a little thermometer. I'm going to show you guys that it goes from 60 in here to about 110 out there. So why isn't there more animals? Every animal in the neighborhood should be coming here saying, man, this is the spot. 60 degrees year round, it's warm in the winter, cool in the summer. Just sitting in front of this, you can feel the air conditioning coming out. Like hot air coming in the top, cold air going out the bottom, and in the winter it's probably reversed. Cold air coming in the bottom, hot air going out the top with just a little circulation right there. You hook up the fan, and this place, haven't measured it yet, I think it's a 70 paces. I paced it off earlier. I think I estimated about 270 feet going back in, dividing it by 3-foot paces that I take, and about 75 feet going off into this other hallway that goes that way. So there is one turd right there that is the only turd in this place. There should be lots. The only thing I find, this might be some little mouse turds. Let's see if I can turn the light on. And some of them have like fuzz, like mold growing on them. So it makes me think there might be some sort of mold back in here. But that would be easy enough. You spray kilts, like the stuff you spray in your bathroom that kills the mold. Come in here and coat the whole thing, lay something down on the floor because it is kind of a chalky powder. Again, there should be a lot more of this in here. It's a little too clean. That's why I say it kind of worries me and weirds me out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 3, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 41. So you got some debaggery going on in here. And that's what the red spray paint can is. That guy has been in here since the last time I was in here. And there's this notepad right here. A little pen and paper says, "Who are you?" Paul, who are you? Casper, I like to smile. And there's a little pen right there. And right at the tip of the pen is one of these mouse turds that's got some sort of mold fuzz growing on it. And so that's about the only thing. I found one animal in here. It was like a, what's it called? I don't know, some sort of little, a pretty big mouse, like a weasel or something. There was also a plasma fire in here. That was a mattress. When I first came in here the first time, it wasn't folded over. The whole box, the whole spring of the mattress was laying flat. I'm positive this was a plasma fire in here. And this relates to Suvi Bird's video where she says you don't want to be in these underground bunkers. They're getting smoked in there. And what tells me this was a plasma fire is this piece of wood, and there's a couple more like it. This one was probably facing down with the burnt side down, and the energy came up from the ground, and it only burned one side. Likewise, this mattress, you see the scorch mark that it left on the ground? That's kind of like what happens in spontaneous human combustion. And so someone's coming in here a little bit, and I'm going to have to implement some access control. But you can see a couple of these boards. I'll show you another one up here at the end. They have the plasma burn signatures. Let me grab my other light, see if we can put more light on the situation. Because those were my water bottles. And the only thing they're coming in here and doing is spray painting shit. Something about demons here, Satan this. Bitch, please. Looks like there might be a little bit of black scorching on the walls here from where this plasma fire happened. The springs of this mattress, which was once a mattress, worked as antenna. Just like on a steel-belted radial after a plasma fire, all you see left is the rubber turned to dust. These mattresses are made out of flame-retardant material. So for it to have burned so thoroughly is another indicator of plasma fire. Along with these, you can see that wood there is burnt. This piece was probably sitting right there. Somehow it ended up. Hold on. See if I can. So this was a plasma fire. Otherwise, fire doesn't burn a straight line right along the corner like that. A perfectly straight line. So this is a plasma fire that was in something like a deep underground bunker. Now this one I haven't moved yet. I'm about to move it. I'm gonna go set my backpack down first. But you can see how thoroughly it burned. It's almost like my headlamp is not helping. How thoroughly it scorched the ground right where the mattress was and turned the mattress to total ash. This was a plasma fire. Even if you drench that whole mattress in gasoline, it would leave some remnants behind. So, this is, let's count it, let's pace it off. That's the plasma burnt piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 times 3 is about 60 feet back in there. So this seems like something old Sama would be pretty jealous of. So let's go back into the back here, and then I'll pace it off from the very back right up to the front. But there's a few of these. That go nowhere. Like that first one that had the little note written in it. But again, there's another one. So I'm not sure exactly what this place is, what the function was, but it doesn't seem like a mine because it goes nowhere. So when I came in here once, there was like a little pack rat right here. That's like his little pile of stuff that he's piled up there. And he ran up, and there must be a hole that he gets out somewhere. But other than that, there's no bats, no birds, no raccoons, no coyotes. Why isn't there more animals in here? That looks like another piece of plasma burnt wood right there. That it is, matey. That it is. So that's his nest. Oh, that's the nest of the little pack rat thing that was the only animal in here. So when the time comes, there's another plasma burnt piece of wood. Notice it's burnt on this side. Unburnt on that side. I already knew it was going to be unburnt on the other side before I flipped it over. That's why I said the first half of the statement first. So this is plasma fire underground. That's what we're looking at, peeps. And it's clean, a little too clean. But there's one directly across the way that I have not scouted out yet. And when you got two of these directly across from one another, and that campsite right there with the running water of the river, the cold water of the spring, and the hot springs just up the way, a short time ago, for me to point this out as if it's some sort of asset, people, dude, you're crazy, you're nuts. Who the hell would ever even consider going in there? Now, I don't know, when all the houses in the city are going up instantly, you know, the way they do these days, and or BLM Antifa going door to door and you want to just get out of town, that's why I'm going to be camping a couple days a week. Eventually I'm going to go for a week at a time. So by the time I've got to come out here and just hang for a while, it's not a big deal. Each time you go camping, you realize what you wish you would have had the time before. Here's the end of this ventilation shaft that runs the whole way. So with an electrician and a 5 horsepower motor, this place is ventilated and clean. A little too clean. So throw something down on the floor to keep the dust down. Spray the walls with Kilt's primer stuff. And it looks like it's about 15 feet tall at the apex there. So we got one behind us. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. $31, $32, $33, $34, $35. $60, $66, $67, $68, $69, $70. So about 70 paces, and I have about a 3-foot step. So it's about 210 feet back in from this entryway. $270 feet back in, and then about a 60-foot offshoot that goes off to the side over there with ventilation. And look how clean it is in here. The only thing is there might be some sort of mold. Why aren't there more animals? Bats, birds, raccoons, you name it. This poop was probably from the D-bag who brought his dog and left that paint can. Which is why I'm going to implement some access control. Some serious access control. And there is the thing that you throw up in there as the door. It's pretty heavy. So, do you think this was a mine? Or do you think when they first put this place in here, it was a multi-purpose facility? It's cold storage, climate-controlled storage facility. 60 degrees all year long. It's nice in here right now since it's 110 outside. And come the winter time, it's the same temperature. It feels nice and warm. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt right now. I'd be in shorts and a t-shirt in the winter, and I'd be just fine. So I'm going to drop me off a couple more water bottles here, because I never actually put my backpack down like I said I was going to. But it looks like they've left these water bottles since the last time I was here. These two are still full. I'm gonna leave a couple more with them now. If you don't mind, Casper, if it's all right with you. So that's a good start. Once I implement some access control, I can actually start depositing other things. I'm gonna leave a couple other things stashed here and find a couple little good hiding spots. What does it say? If you yourself cannot release, then it will come to take a piece. Huh? Yeah, total debaggery. So it's got these things. And that's probably where that little mole, the whatever you call it, that pack rat that I said was in here. Oh yeah, my multi-purpose black light, red light, black light, super duper light. So it's got these things right here, and you can shine like where this comes in right there. This one over here, where is it? There's one over here. Maybe it was one of the other ones where I can shine the light in from the side and see that this hole goes straight through. Maybe it's that one that I was just looking at. And maybe he plugged it with that candle since the last time I was here or something. Oh no, there it is. So right here, PVC pipe going in, and you can see that the light goes through and comes out right there. Maybe you guys can help me understand what this place was actually for. Oh, right there, SATAN. So we got to bring some spray paint just to spray over the douchebaggery, if nothing else. Like this. You got some D-bags coming up in here. And I think I'm going to make better use of it than they ever will. What does this one say? Necromancy. Yeah, we definitely got to put some access control. These guys are bringing the vibe way down, and I can't have that. And for the purposes of storing other things in here besides water. So speaking of the necromancy, I wondered, is this two people that knows the other one is coming in here, and one of them left the note, "Who are you?" And the other one grabbed the pen and said, "Paul, who are you?" And then the other one came back and said, "Casper, I like to smile." Or is this necromancy? Is it Casper that actually grabbed the pen and replied? So, like I said, not too long, you can see the chains right here is where this duct fell out of and just needs wired back up into. And so it's got this duct going this way, and then up here, it tees into this and goes back to that end. And then out to the entrance. So, you'd basically have to have a thermobaric nuke to dislodge anyone who decided to hole up in here. And I think that's probably one of the purposes it was built for. Why else do you put the ventilation and build something like this, along with the hallway that breaks off and goes to the side? I don't think this was a mine. I don't know, maybe it doubled as a mine and they took what they dug out of here, but I don't think they dug in this particular spot. There's another pipe coming out of the wall. I gotta go search up above to see where these pipes come out. See if I can figure out where these pipes come out. Like go climb all over the mountain, up above and behind. There's these holes. That one only goes back in a little ways. See if I can't angle it right, maybe. That one only goes back in a little ways. It's tough to get it because the light, you gotta have the light directly in alignment with it. But I can see that it only goes back in. There you go. And here's another hole that was bored, probably similar. Yep, it only goes back in the same amount. And so what was this place actually built for? I know what it would be useful for now. And like I said a short time ago, People would not see this as an asset. Like, dude, who's ever going to want to use that for anything? At this point, it's at the very least climate-controlled storage. And because of the location, and there's one directly across the road from it, seems to me that it's a hardened bunker with a strategic location for access control to maintain that road of Diamond Fork. Because back when this was built, people were still authors of their own authority. And in the near future, people will once again need to become authors of their own authority. And when such a time arrives, as the cities are going to shit, like if that campsite on the river right there was in, Portland or Seattle, there would be trash strewn all over, homeless piles of garbage everywhere, because you got the fresh water coming out at the spring. See, I think that little dude that lived right here in this little weasel hole, he's like a pack rat or something. There's another piece of plasma fired wood here. And here. And that's the original that I showed you that's only burnt on one side. So, I think this is conclusive. Plasma fire burns underground. This one has the classic burnt on both ends, but not in the middle. Burnt on both ends, but not in the middle. I hung out with Eric today and I showed him a bunch of pieces like this on the ground, just little tiny pieces. The electricity comes up from the ground and exits these pieces out the ends. That's one of the classic burn signatures of plasma fire. So this is proof. So there's two pieces right here that are plasma fired. This is proof. There's another one. And this is all poop from that little pack rat. But it wouldn't take much to get this to the point where it is a nice storage facility unit. Why aren't there more animals in here? Why doesn't every animal in the freaking whole forest come hang out here where it's nice and cool during the summer, nice and warm during the winter? And why is it so clean? It's like a little too clean. Either way, I know what it's going to be useful for in the near future. And while other people stand around acting like this ain't happening, I'm making preparations. The only thing I have a concern about is potential mold. But it wouldn't take but a few gallons of kilts to spray these walls to kill all the mold. And something to throw down on the floor, some tarps to keep the dust down. And this could not only be used as a climate-controlled storage facility unit with air ventilation. Storage units don't need air ventilation. Humans need air. And the road, there you can barely see the guardrail on the opposite side of the road. So from right here at this level, line of sight goes down and you can barely see the top corners of this from the road. From the road, all you can see is this upper part. That means line of sight and line of trajectory reaches here. In other words, they'd have to have something airborne that shoots it in like a Hellfire missile. And at the time when this was built, no such threat existed. So this was the most hardened militarized style bunker that was capable of being used or built. That's a There's one directly across the way. I'm going to see if I can see the one on the other side of the canyon from here as I get out. But that's about it. That's the tour. Like a realtor shows you around the facilities. That's the facilities. Why is it so clean in here? Hello? Why aren't there birds and bats and rats? I guess there is a pack rat, but only that one. I saw him in here the first time I came in here. Haven't seen a single animal in here since. So like I say, it's nice and clean and quiet. Maybe a little too quiet. Maybe there is something that the animals know that I don't. But when such a time arises that someone finds this as an attractive opportunity, well, it's air conditioned, it's climate controlled year round. With the fresh water right across the way and the hot springs up the road and the spring where I'm gonna get some of that water that's coming up out of that spring and see how good it is. So before this little thermometer runs out of battery, you can see it's down to 69.8 and dropping, but it seems like it might have leveled off right there. And I've just got that, it's leveled off right there. So I'm only right here in front of the thing, and it's about as cool here as it is the rest of the way back through it. I was just touching this little thermometer to this little piece of metal. We're down to 69.4. Let me see if I walk back in further if it changes. But outside, it's going to be over 100. $68.4, and dropping down to 68.2 now. 67. So yeah, what do they say the ambient temperature of the earth is? Like 60 degrees? So yeah, I probably ought to just go out front down to 66.6. Ooh, Illuminati confirmed. Oh, whew, dropped down to 66.4. I was worried there for a minute. Thought we might be Illuminati confirmed. Oh, here we are back at the back again. Down to 65.8, 65.7. You get it. I'll just walk back up to the front. That might be about as low as it's going to go. This just happened to be my old thermometer that I use when transporting refrigerated food and stuff. So let's cruise back up and I'll take it outside and put it in the shade, not in the sunlight, but in the shade just outside the door. Actually, not just outside the door, because sitting just in front of the doorway up there, you can feel the cool air coming out. It's basically air conditioned, sitting right outside. That's the breakaway hallway. 65.3. I don't remember what we got down to back there. I think we're down to 64 maybe. 65.3. Looks like what it's leveled off at. Yeah, it's still at 65.3. 65.1. But anyway, it's not going to drop much more. It's about 60 degrees in here. If it was any cooler than 60 degrees, I'd be cold. See if we can get it to drop down one more. It don't matter. I'm going to show you that it's real hot outside right. Oh, it went back up one. Maybe because I'm getting closer to the entrance here. So let's go take it just outside the doorway in the shade. So here, I'm standing up on this rock that's here in front of this ledge. You were looking out from the inside and all you could see was this rock, because the road is down from there. From the road, all you can see is this upper part. And the only thing it would take to camouflage this baby up is these metal bracket things that are up here. I can't even see them in the camera. Anyway, there's a bunch of these. And that's probably what those pipes inside are about, is just the reinforcement. And so you could cover up these little things with rock-colored paint or whatever. And it's got the bush in front of it, so you can't even see it from the road. And you can see it coming from this way. but then it turns around a corner right there. So you can only, if you're coming this direction, you can only see it if you look up here at just the right time. Coming from that direction, all you can see is this upper little part. And from the inside, sitting on this ledge, nobody can see me from right here. I'm sitting right here on the ledge, sitting right here on the rock. Nobody can see you, even if this bush wasn't right here in front of us, because of the level of the roads downhill. You gotta, there's the road. See what I'm saying? Strategic location, hardened bunker. When you hear a car coming, whoosh, now they can't see you. Another couple bushes to cover it up. Cover up some of these metal brackets, and this thing would be truly invisible. So I set that thermometer on the ground right over here in the shade, just to show you how the temperature differential. We're up to 105.4. 105.4 outside, 65 inside. And that's just sitting in the shade right there. So what do you guys think of these digs, man? I'll bet there's a lot of people who wish they had this type of facility right about now. Yep. And the other one is directly across. I can't see it. I think it's behind one of these trees or maybe a little bit lower, but it's basically straight across. One just like this. So, a mine? I don't think so. I don't think this was built for just mining purposes. At the time, it was a militarized, hardened bunker. So I'm gonna have to use my binoculars and see where the Bigfoots come and go. Because you got the river right there. River right there. Again, that's the little road that I ducked down into for that campsite. That's right there. Exactly 1/2 mile that direction downstream is Red Ledges. This bee is trying to mess with me. There's actually a honeybee. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. Whoa, something just buzzed me. So, 1/2 mile downstream, the river's flowing that way, is Red Ledges. Right here, 1/4 mile, is Monk's Hollow. This is right between the two. Just in case anyone wants to know, you know, for future reference, if, you know, Doomsday Armageddon kicks off and you want a place to kick it. Air conditioned in the summer, heated in the winter, fortified, bunker. With ventilation, mind you. And should things get kind of weird, I'm pretty sure we'll just rehook up some of that ductile and get a 5 horsepower fan motor. And we be chillin'. So I'm gonna throw that back in the hole right here.